Hello, everybody in the Facebook world. We are having
my Facebook. Hello, hi. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to a new episode of the Mess Hall Podcast. A little bit different setup this week because we also have a guest socializing on the other end of the couch. So we put him on his whole different camera all by himself. So he's I don't
Distanced.
know. Yeah,
Distance.
Now, it might not sound like a thing, but we knew COVID was coming. I swear, because we bought this big couch in January. We got it, and it has been great during COVID. So he is socially distanced on this couch. And it's a little hard with masks and talking and eating.
Yeah, but I think we got this figured out, and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, everybody, welcome to the show. Kevin,
Thank you for having me.
I think you're the first 4-time guest on the Mess Hall Podcast.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You were supposed to come on right before COVID.
Yes.
I remember your mom called me,
Yes.
your
had a
kids
request.
called
Yes,
me.
yeah.
They called begging to please have you back on. And I was like, no, he wasn't that good.
Then the disappointment of it falling through.
I
Yeah.
think they just want to get rid of him for anything.
Well, that's what I believe it was. It's not that they like him or like seeing him. They prefer not to see him. So.
You're not wrong.
So it's sort of good to have you back on the show. So you being from Calgary, I don't know how you're going to like this one so much because we got a lot of Edmonton stuff.
Well, I mean,
Some
trial and error, right?
Some stuff is just sold in Edmonton, and we might be able to find it here.
Yeah.
Such as our first one, which is made by Marcus, John's Greatest Hits. So in honor of Jonathan's, were we ready to start?
I'm ready.
Because it's ice cream and I don't want it to melt. Like you guys are talking, I'm like, we have ice cream sitting there. So in honor of Jonathan Sobol, I hope I'm saying his name right, who died in a traffic collision in 2016, made by Marcus makes this ice cream, and the proceeds go to the Chef Jonathan Sobol Memorial Reward. I thought that is reward, but I really feel that it should say award, but just bear with me. I don't want to assume that where I read it is wrong, but which is a state scholarship for those in hospitality and tourism who are interested in local agriculture, as was Sobol's passion. He was a chef and he died in a traffic collision. So Marcus now, I'm not looking at that. Marcus now makes an ice cream. I'm laughing at the ice cream. It is a malt base. Okay, you guys ready for this? A malt base with chocolate covered potato chips, coffee grind, caramel, and donut crumb.
A little bit of everything in there.
A lot of it's
Everything wrapped into one dish right there.
Exactly. So let's dig into it. But as Avery dishes it out, you have some, Kevin. I know it's not too melted. Actually, Marcus used to make macaroni, and then he had so much egg yolk that he started making ice cream, and the ice cream kind of took off, which I think makes sense. I'm excited for this ice cream.
So am I. It sounds pretty interesting. So.
That is good.
Just the ice cream base itself is really rich.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on top of that base, so it goes together.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting a little bit of chip in there, which goes really well, and chocolate.
Yeah, it's just nothing is too
And you see
overwhelming.
caramel is in there too, right?
Yeah, coffee grind caramel.
I don't get that over sweetness of a caramel. I think coffee really mellows it out.
Yeah. But not too coffee-like.
No,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing about the caramel because it just blends in with the chocolate and chip.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can pinpoint donut crumb, but I can pinpoint deliciousness.
That would be a breakfast right there.
I'm going to recommend everyone get it. It's on sale this month and it goes to a good cause. So that's
Where are
it.
those at? Is it?
So made by Marcus, there's several around Edmonton and Calgary. 17th, is that where you went?
No, I went to the Bridgeland location.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice shop. They had like the ice cream parlor and then a burger shop on the other side. So really cool setup.
Nice.
Yeah, they had like ice creams that you could buy by the scoop or by the tub.
And there were some interesting flavors. There
There
was
was.
a caramel apple cheddar pie or something that I read on the website.
Yeah, the favorite corn one.
Yeah, there was
That
potato
sounds
corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe blackberry. I forget now. I just read it. I wasn't there to see them because Avery went without me. But you know what I think after I'm on tonight, have a nice scoop of ice cream that has 5 different things in it. I need a shot. So luckily, can you pass me that bottle, please? We have, yes, we have peach shine, moonshine west of the 5th, from west of the 5th distillery. Now I needed the bottle because I did research, found some stuff, and then I read the bottle, and I'm just going to read it word for word. Family owned and operated. Tastes the small town advantage operated by brothers Nathan and Caleb in Barrhead, Alberta. With every drop fermented and distilled in-house, flavored and proofed in batches by hand. But this is what I want to read. Because when you think peach, do you think any song?
Millions of peaches by the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, so it says, this peach shine will have you move into the country to drink a lot of peaches and enjoy a nice soda or cocktails. And they have a recipe on their website for a peach Bellini, made a country peach Bellini. They play with this and Moscato and canned peaches.
That tastes like not going to work the next day.
Yeah. Now they also sell electric peaches, we didn't know what to buy because it was peaches and just like alcohol, like slices of peaches. But that got
Yeah,
me to,
they look good.
yeah. And they had pickles like that too. So it was interesting.
That
We
sounds
got
good.
the moonshine.
Yeah.
And now in my research, do you guys know that moonshine has a history in the NASCAR races?
No.
There's a connection?
You
I
should
know,
know. Yeah, I
You
should.
know
The NASCAR guy here, we should have some knowledge.
Offhand, no, but it being a lot of the races in the southern part of the states, I can see where that might tie in.
Well, and so in order to deliver moonshine, bootleggers modified their their ordinary cars, so they had heavy-duty shocks and springs to prevent the gyros from breaking, and that's what a car does. And they removed the back seat so there was more space for gyros, and they had high-powered engines to in case they were run from the cops.
Yeah.
And then after Prohibition, in 1933, the bootleggers just started racing, and then it became NASCAR. Into that. So
Nice.
yeah.
Founded by a bunch of drunk drivers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they were drunk. I mean, who knows
Oh,
if they had
yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
That's
So-
actually that's really interesting.
Yeah. So we so let's try our shot. Can you pass me mine, please, Dave?
Yeah.
I can't reach. I have little T-Rex hands.
When I saw Kevin reaching for it, I thought he was reaching for a big glass of the carrot spice gel.
Nope. But, oh, that smells
Ooh.
nice.
It does. It does smell very peachy.
Oh, it's
Yep.
sweet and peachy and like that alcoholic. I don't want to say burn. That sounds bad, but just like I want to do this.
It reminds
Because
me
that
of,
smooth burn.
yeah, reminds me of peach Kool-Aid almost. That's not like,
Is there peach Kool-Aid or just like powdered peach?
yeah,
juice?
maybe powdered peach.
Or that old powdered orange McDonald's orange drink that they used to
Yeah.
have.
Or like
But in a
Tim
good way.
Hortons
Yeah.
had peach juice.
They're
It's a
all their
powder.
peach juice or like a liquid fuzzy peaches candy.
Yeah, it's really good. And I don't normally drink straight up alcohol, but I could have this over ice.
Or over
and
ice
sip
cream.
it. Ooh, not over this ice
No.
cream. No, would just
No,
kill
just-
each other.
Just a really rich vanilla ice cream
Mm.
would be perfect. And maybe just like a drizzle of chocolate sauce.
I was thinking like a float. With like, and then just put a little bit of like ginger ale just to make it kind of like a float has that fizz.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is smooth though. Like, you think of a lot of straight up boozy stuff like that, especially when you hear moonshine.
Mhm.
If you're expecting a harsh burn,
Yeah.
but that wasn't it.
No, it was very pleasant. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
And I won't go into it. There's a lot of reasons for a moonshine and burn and poisoning and
Blindness.
yeah, because they were made in car radiators. Some of the stills, so that there could still be remnants of things like antifreeze and things like that. So the blindness, that's where that comes from. Yeah, but I just had to go the NASCAR route, but still had to say some stuff because I'm chatty. So yeah, that was
good.
That was good. Now I'm excited for everything, but I'm excited for this. It's a lemongrass basil raw chocolate bar. So from Natural Kitchen Delight, which is made in Edmonton. And the raw chocolate bars, all of them are sweetened with dark amber Canadian maple syrup. There's no additives. There's no dairy. They're gluten-free. And yeah, and raw chocolate is unroasted cocoa beans and usually said to be more healthy. There's lots of minerals and antioxidants and vitamins, and apparently not roasting the bean just keeps all that goodness in. But some people say no, they're still in other chocolate.
Yeah.
So I looked for lemongrass basil chocolate, and I came up with there's one other bar that was kind of obscure, and a white chocolate basil lemon ganache, but it's not a very lemongrass basil chocolate. Kind of a new flavor. That's the first I've ever seen of it.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I really look forward to. They had some very unique flavors there.
They had a lavender blueberry and a bergamot orange, I think, and a spirulina mint. We should have got 4.
We should have.
They had a deal if you got 4. Actually, they have a deal because they're part of the Uproots Collective.
Yeah.
And you can buy a mix of 10, and it was a good deal. I forget how much, but so I'm excited, and I feel like we're being healthy.
Yeah.
We're freeing those radicals with our antioxidants. Oh, it's so melty, so.
This is why we had to keep it in the freezer or fridge then.
That lemongrass. We should have got a plain one just for comparison too. Well,
having it raw, I've never had a raw chocolate bar like this before. You don't really get a bitter cocoa flavor like I was expecting. I was figuring if it's not roasted out or processed, it's going to be more bitter. But it's quite smooth. Yeah.
I remember having raw cocoa nibs when I was in baking school. I remember just being dry, pasty, almost like when you have just cocoa powder in there, something like that. I mean, they do add some maple syrup to this, and kind of flavors, but that was good. Lemongrass basil,
definitely getting both flavors in there. But like you said, not even the flavor was so smooth, but that chocolate was really smooth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel I needed a ton of it either. It was pretty satisfying, that little piece. I mean, I'd have a little bit of flavor.
Because the chocolate bars, and you can go through the whole thing. Okay, now I feel happy. Yeah, like a little chunks now and then. Bar could last you for a while.
Yeah, I would have been like you said, just that little piece was more than enough because you get that flavor and it's sticking around and it's not just disappearing.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's very nice in the mouth.
Yeah. It is. That's nice on my feet. I don't know.
You could use it as a mud mask.
Yeah. I mean, I could stick it up my nose. I don't know. Maybe it would feel nice there. I don't know. So the next thing is Jamaican candy from Jamaican Chef Mom, which is a company based out of Edmonton. And 5 years ago, the guy's name is Palmer, and his partner convinced him to make his bottle jerk marinades and dry rub, and he made jerk chicken spring rolls and strawberry vinaigrette. All sound amazing. We, though, saw the Jamaican candy. I don't know what kind of candy it is. It doesn't have a label, but we were pretty excited. We were Jamaican candy, and then we read the description, and we can't find it. So I think about 58% of me thinks that it is coconut drops, which are slivers of dry coconut cooked in brown sugar and flavoring, normally ginger and vanilla. I don't remember if that's what we got, but just in my research of Jamaican candy, this looked exactly like it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it tastes like that, or it could be completely wrong. You were like, we won't forget what this is. We were so excited by it. But can I take that?
Yeah.
Looks like a brittle kind of. Is that coconut? Ginger.
Ginger definitely, but there isn't, unless it's, you mentioned coconut, it sticks in my head, but
Yeah.
like biting into it, I'm getting coconut, but.
That
Yeah.
coconut, raw coconut texture.
Yep, and that is, I'd say, in the brown sugar and that ginger. It's almost, I didn't expect it almost to be like dried ginger and that like spiciness of dried ginger as opposed to.
It's
like
not
the-
overwhelming though.
No.
Which is, and I'm not a huge ginger fan, but like it's there. You notice it, but it's not
Yeah.
something to turn you away from it.
That was good. That's kind of addictive. I'm still chewing it, and it's
Yeah.
You can eat more of this one
Yeah,
than
for sure.
opposed to the one we just had before that.
Yeah.
Where it's like one little square, you're good.
Yeah.
This one I can kind of see going through it until you were like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But could you imagine if they had if they had a coconut ginger raw chocolate bar? I think that would be.
Yeah.
If you're listening out there, create that for us. Not that the lemon recipe is always good, but then I'd buy it, like, I'll commit to trying like 10. But of different flavors, and that one being one of them. Yeah, that was. I guess I read it's a favorite of children in Jamaica. I can see that. Yeah. It's a
No problem though.
Well, what I really liked about it, it didn't feel like it had that like processedness
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Like more homemade,
Yeah.
if you will, I guess.
Yeah, on like a packaged candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and artificial coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty impressed. There were some bigger chunks, but we took the smaller chunks out to try them.
Yeah.
For here. And now then, next thing I'm excited for everything, but spicy carrot jam from the Rainbow Acres Pantry. So Rainbow Acres just is a farm outside of Calmar, Alberta, which I've never heard of till tonight. And they also make a carrot jam. Now, I looked up recipes, and there's a lot of carrot cake jam recipes, which I've never had. There's a spicy carrot jam recipe on food.com, but it seems different than this because this is jalapeno. And that brought me to an Iranian or Persian carrot jam, which it's spicy, but there's cardamom and rose, maybe saffron in some. And it's good with salty cheese, kind of like a marmalade. But this is just spicy carrot jam, jalapeno. I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I've never had carrot jam. And it's been in the U.S. and Shakers brought carrot jam in the 1770s, but I don't think it had jalapenos. And also, Mrs. Beaton had a recipe for carrot jam in 1861, which had honey, ginger, and cloves. So ginger, like the last.
Was Miss Beaton your like junior high teacher? Or
Oh
high school?
Yeah, so ginger like the last one. That was my Italian. Yeah, so let's. Oh, Avery just hit the dog with the bottle of moonshine. He does not look impressed. Some spicy carrot jam. It's beautiful in color too. It's almost the same color as the peach moonshine, really, and it has just like flakes.
Yep.
I've seen recipes for like almost like a marmalade.
So if you are just listening to the audio, you can switch over. You can go to YouTube, find this podcast, and just see where Buster perked out right behind the camera.
This sounds crazy, but it's more carroty than I thought. I thought it was going to be hidden by a lot of sugar and stuff, but
Wow. That is good.
that is good. I just said, yeah,
The sweetness kind of does tie in with the marmalade concept of it.
yeah.
But you don't get that runny bitterness like from an orange or from marmalade, but the carrot, like, that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, the spice is kind of hitting me nicely at the end too, but yeah, just like little little dots of carrot. I'm sure that's the technical way to Well, that was a good find. That was a different find.
Yeah.
When we saw that.
Definitely a different texture to it.
Yeah.
Now, for the Iranian carrot, they said often carrot jam, have it at breakfast with bread and a salty cheese. And I think it would work for that one as well.
So almost like an older cheddar then, if you want to go saltiness. Like,
Yeah, I think they were thinking like Middle Eastern type cheeses. Like, I don't know. All the different
Yeah. That would
I
be
can see
nice
that.
so that they just crumble on there.
Yeah, and that whole well, we get pita from the Crossroads Farmers Market from the Anatolia.
Yeah,
That's the name?
yeah.
We had some yesterday, so I'm having that tomorrow for breakfast if there's any left over. That's our, stick it to you, Edmonton. We still like Calgary Farmers Market, despite all the good things we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by everything we had. Not one
That's
thing
worthwhile.
disappointed.
Like, that's something I would go out of my way to get.
Yep.
Only a 3-hour drive up the road.
Yeah. After right here, it gets boring.
I think I would make my own carrot jam as well, but I don't know if I could make it as good as that. They seem to have. I think too. Sometimes carrots can be bitter, but often when you buy fresh carrots from a farmer's market or organic, they're not bitter. They're very sweet. So.
And the balance is there. You get it. It took me a little bit extra to get that heat out of the jalapeno, but when it got there, it just kind of hit a level and then stopped.
Yeah.
And it wasn't pounding at you.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think if I was to make it, I wouldn't think about leaving it chunky like that. I'd think about making it more like smoother, I guess, but the texture and was different. So
See, I think you're almost like grated, like a marmalade, like chunks.
Yeah.
But
I guess if you want to say a marmalade, then you want that chunks, but
and they don't. Just in my mind, that is what I had envisioned, even though I looked at the jar. But
yeah,
but
Yeah.
I think this might be better. I'm gonna go on a carrot jam journey, and I will let you guys know. I'll make some. I'll buy some. If anyone wants to send me recipes, if you've ever made it, let me know.
but what else stood out for you guys?
It all did.
Yeah, in different ways.
Yeah. Each of the different things we tried
Yeah.
all had its highlights.
Yeah.
And they were all separate.
Yeah.
Like, the ice cream probably one of the best. And as you said, like, you gotta start off with a solid base, and then you can add in this and that and see how it holds up and doesn't overpower something. Then you go into the moonshine, like, that itself was not what I was expecting, in a good way.
Yeah, again, my expectations versus what it was is like I wasn't sure how chips would go in with the ice cream or donut because I was expecting to get really soggy, but it wasn't soggy. It was, I wouldn't say it was crisp either, but it had a nice texture. It held up.
And I think the thing that held up the chips was the fact that they coated them in a chocolate.
Yeah.
And so that kind of gave it that barrier
Yeah.
where you're not going to have that mushy, broke down texture, I guess.
Yeah.
And same as the moonshine. It wasn't just like boom in your face, like very like alcoholic. There was actual flavor in there. That was a nice flavor.
Yeah. I was going to say the ice cream, I was a little afraid that it was just like, it had all these elements that it was just going to be like the wow factor, the sound of it and not follow through.
Yeah.
But I do think they have a good name made by Marcus and he has like food science degree and like,
Well, he
so
put
he
it
did it
together.
well. Yeah. It wasn't just like let's throw some stuff in because that sounds wacky. It, like it might be good. It was good.
I mean, and that being said, sometimes I just throw it together. Concept works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But not one thing that candy was really good, and it doesn't look like much. It
No.
just was like chunky brown.
But that chocolate bar was well worth it. I think,
Yeah.
like with the Uptown Collective, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you know about it, Kevin, but it's like all these small little food companies got together and sort of use that power to make one store. So like the dumplings that we tried to have last week,
The Buster tried.
that Buster tried, but they have chocolate bars. They have like a pie. They have somebody that makes pies. They have all kinds of different stuff, and you can get it delivered to Calgary as well. So,
Nice.
And it's like trying to take the big companies off the shelf with little local.
Yeah.
And we gotta support that more and more.
Yeah. Especially these days with COVID and things
Yeah.
shutting down.
we definitely did that this summer. There was all kinds of cool places, but you found a cool place.
I did. After you guys asked if I wanted to come out this week, I went hiking on the weekend and decided I was going to stop and brag for some ice cream. Hit up the candy shop, but set back from the little boardwalk area in Brad Creek, and I seen a sign that said bison. And as much as I am Albertan and I love beef, I will definitely go out of my way for good bison. And we picked up a couple of, I'd say, 6,000 sirloin cuts of bison steaks and some wild garlic bison smokies.
They sound good.
Haven't got those. That's going to be dinner this week. And the steaks were just phenomenal. Like some of the best bison I had. And it said pop-up. It was a Rocky Mountain Bison Company pop-up shop.
Oh.
And so I wanted to call and say, hey, I want to go out this weekend. It said pop-up. You still going to be there? And he goes, actually, within the last 24 hours of taking that sign down, this is our permanent location in Bragg. And come on, they extended their lease and everything. They just had so much local support from the Calgary surrounding area out in Bragg. So looks like they're going to do really well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, hour drive, not even. It's totally worth the drive.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Those sausages sound good.
Yeah.
And I bet you if they have those, they probably have other ones that just sound probably.
They got ribeyes. I think they have bison ribs. I think I saw, which I'd love to try some bison ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, fried ones.
I saw they had tomahawks.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
We've had some.
I'm salivating a little.
We've had some pork tomahawks, and they were really good from the Bear and Flour.
okay, yeah.
They're like, I wouldn't say organic, but like naturally
Free
raised,
range.
Free range, yeah.
pork. And yeah, I had them on the podcast probably a year ago or so,
Year and a half.
and what they were doing up there is just amazing. Like,
They're just southeast of here, aren't they? If
yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, out by Berserk, the place with the skunk.
Bicycle?
Bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Northeast then, yeah.
Yeah, Berserk. Just Berserk, slaughtering pigs. But yeah, like their whole field is like open. And pigs are running around. They're like happy when I skate while I was there. But yeah, that ranch sounds pretty cool. Like I want to check that out. Just like you were saying, like all these local products that we're having. I'm willing to bet, like if wherever you're at in the world, going to those farmers markets and just hitting up some local spots. And I've said this before in the podcast, but if you talk to some of those people that are selling the products, they're so thrilled with what they're doing. They're so happy with what they're doing. They're delighted to tell you the story. And
Yeah.
the story behind what they're doing. And there's so many good stuff out there. Give it a try.
I do notice a difference too if it's somewhere where the person who has made it is the person working
Yeah.
the stall at the farmer's market. Because some
Yes.
there will be like we'll see them at several markets, so they're not necessarily making it. But if it's someone like I think of the little Mallow lady from last week, she was really excited to talk about her homemade marshmallows and threw some extra samples in,
Nice.
and just like, and some people are like, "Oh, this is good. They do this, they do that."
They
But
give that
make it
extra
is
attention
different.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we've talked to a ton of awesome people this year. So I don't know how many more farmers markets we're going to get out to this year, but I know we'll get to. Next week's episode is another farmers market. I think we're going to wrap up the Edmonton episode.
We have some drinks to have.
Yeah, we got a lot of drinks to have. And then I think I don't know if Millerville is still open. I think that's the only local one that we haven't been to yet.
I think it still is.
Yeah, but
But it's now fall. There's things like apples and pears, beets,
Yeah.
coronation
Yeah.
grapes are out now. So
yeah, so
we
many
have a
cool
lot to
things.
try. A lot of things more
So-
to try.
Yeah, so keep on listening. Thanks everybody for joining in. And like I said, check us out on YouTube. We don't have any YouTube hits, but I think a lot of people just watch on Facebook, and a lot of most of the people listen to it the audio down low. But like I said, if you want to see us in person, you can just listen to the audio. Check it out on YouTube, and you can see our lovely faces, or at least my lovely face.
And Kevin.
So yeah, great to have you on again.
Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have you on again sometime. So
First guest back
yeah,
after COVID. Well, it's still COVID, but like since COVID started.
Yeah, so. Yeah, tell your mom we finally got you.
She'll be pleased to know. She got tired of waiting, so she lets it out.
Great. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks. I didn't put that ice cream away. Bye, guys.
Oh, maybe I should stop it over here too.
Maybe.